okay, start with a brand is not a logo, right? You don't have to have a company or business name or anything to be a brand. Like you as a person, you're a brand.
For your reputation.
Exactly. Like even if you're not trying to build a personal brand business, you're still building a personal brand. You know, you think at school, like that, there's always that kid who is really loud and talks back to the teacher.
Yeah.
So when somebody mentions their name, you'll be like, oh yeah, that's the loud person.
Yeah,
and that's their brand, right? So think about what kind of brand you're building and start to get a little bit more intentional about what you want people to say about you when you're not there. Do you want to be known as the loud one? Do you want to be known as the funny one? Do you want to be known as the really kind one? What do you want your brand to be known as?
So it's like your social, not your social status in high school. It's kind of like your brand when we're younger.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is how can we actually start building a brand for when you're leaving high school, when you're entering uni, and when you're leaving uni, so that this brand allows you to get more opportunities than it would for someone who has got no brand at all.
Yeah, especially if you're, you know, like if you're moving cities for uni, it's like a fresh start. So you actually have that opportunity to create your brand from scratch. You can say, okay, well, do I want to be the loud, annoying person, or do I want to be a little bit more thoughtful and considered in how I approach things? Do I want to be the smart person, or do I want to be the helpful person?
Do I want to be the person who goes out partying every night?
Yeah.
Or do I want to be the person who's, you know, a bit more respectful and harder working sort of thing?
Yeah, and it can be a blend of those things. I mean, you can be the smart person who goes out partying every night.
Oh yeah,
if you can,
nothing is
if you
bad.
can keep that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so important as you get older as well. And I didn't realize this for the first couple of years into my career was it's so important what kind of impression you leave on your employer, your clients, your co-workers. You want to leave a really good impression on them and you want them to think of you 5 years down the track as, oh, like, I really liked that person because they were really helpful.
Yeah, I think like for me, if I was to make this practical for someone, for me, when I was building my brand when I was younger, didn't realize that I was doing it at the time, but because I was in video, I was always doing free jobs and stuff. People, they care about the product, right? But if they have a better experience with you, if you rock up on time, you do a good product, but you're engaging with them, you're really respectful, they enjoy your presence, they're more likely to work with me, I found. Versus over people who were like, they just go in and focus on the video. They didn't focus on talking with a person. I would be like, you know, what are we actually looking for here? What do we want from the video? What is the objective of the video? Just because it looks, someone did a prettier job, if I actually hit the objective better, they were more happier. Even if this guy had better cinematography skills, he had a better camera and stuff. And that's kind of like building a brand as well.
Exactly.
It's also networking, I think.
Yeah,
is a huge part of it.
It's also how you make people feel, right? So by you, like in your approach, you're making people who might find being on camera really uncomfortable, you're making them feel comfortable.
Yes.
Compared with this person who might have amazing cinematography skills but doesn't say 2 words to the person that they're filming.
And that's something I'm actually struggling with my business right now is I've been looking to hire people and I'm like, do I find someone, a video guy, and train him in these communication skills and then making someone feel comfortable? Or do I find a communications person and just train him in simple video skills? Because I don't know which one to go with, because for me, the communications is more important because the videos I do are very easy. It's just setting up a camera and a tripod and a microphone. Don't even need lights. We just kind of go on the move. So almost like communication skills are better. And so that's where I think it's just having good communication skills in everything you do, leaving a good impact when you're working with someone. And it's also opening a mindset that it doesn't have to be professional. It could be if you meet your mate's parents or something.
Yeah.
Even if you make a good impression with them, maybe down the line, they can give you an opportunity or something.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Everyone you meet could one day turn into an opportunity. And that's not, and it's so funny because sometimes you'll find people who, it's sad, but there are always people out there who will ignore everyone else in the room apart from the people who might lead to an opportunity for them.
Exactly.
But the fact is, right, everyone else in that room might one day lead to an opportunity. You don't know how.
You could be sitting next to the next Mark Zuckerberg or something.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're that person who's rude to everyone else, they're going to remember you as that rude person. So is that really how you want them to think?
I think it's funny because we met at this podcasting event and we had kind of 3 days with a whole bunch of speakers and some of the podcasters there were like biggest in the world. And what I found from them is they gave me just as much time, I was a no one compared to a lot of people there, as they did with everyone else. And I was like really impressed by that because these are like big guys, they get paid, you know, thousands of dollars to speak. And they were talking with me, talking with everyone to the same amount. And I was like, okay, these guys are like,
Yeah.
I really admired them. And now I listen to the podcast. I'm big fans of them.
Yeah. So like your impression of them is that they're generous, right?
Mm.
When I met you at that event, my impression of you was like, oh, like whippersnapper. This guy's like such a go-getter, right? And because there are not many 21-year-olds, or how old are you now? 22?
21, yeah.
Yeah. So like there are not many people your age who are doing what you're doing. And that's part of your brand. Like own that. It's awesome.
And so everything we're talking about right now is marketing. And so sure, you know, we can do marketing like Facebook ads and all this sort of marketing, but if you bring it down to the conceptual level, you need to be marketing yourself from a young age, because it's going to create ripple effects in the future,
Yeah.
and especially with your network. Because what we're saying, everything we just said will help build your network. If you're leaving good impressions with everyone and telling them what you're kind of looking for, oh, I'm looking to get into accounting or something, someone will go, oh, I know an accounting firm that's looking to hire. Or